Hi, and welcome to my online course. My name is Natalie D. Joseph from Natalie J. Couture Events, and this video is gonna be I promise you guys that's taking my special events 101 course that I was going to do a special segment just for the budget, and I also decided that I'm going to add this video on my YouTube channel as well because I think it's very helpful and I think it's going to benefit a lot of people. And I'm going to talk about the budget from two different angles. I'm going to talk about it from the planner from the planner standpoint, and then I'm going to talk about it from the client standpoint. Okay, because a lot of times people get so confused and they don't understand the budget. You'll ask a client, do you have a budget? And they'll say no, and they'll tell you everything that they want. And then when you come up with the numbers and you say, hey, this is what's going to cost you, then they'll be like, no, I don't want to spend more than $20,000. And you'll be like, okay, well, that's your budget. Your budget is $20,000. So my goal is to help you stay between that $20,000 budget. Hold on 1 second. All right, so my goal is to help you to stay in between that budget. I always try to go under at least 10% of the client budget. I try to fall under 10%. That way they don't be all excited like, oh my God, you save us some money and stuff. Give them exactly what they want, but still try to save them some money somewhere, somehow, or something. So as a planner, for me, if a client comes to me with like an event or a project, something they want to get completed. So let's say, for instance, a potential client comes to me and they be like, hey, I want to have a dinner and I have 150 guests and I don't want to spend more than $1,000. So automatically I'm gonna go into asking the client, so are you trying to have like a cocktail event, or you trying to have a sit down meal where they're gonna eat? Because if they are going to be eating and we're going to be hiring catering services, let's say we get a catering we let's say we were so lucky we get a catering service for like $12 a person, right? So we said 12, and they was gonna have how many guests? They're gonna have 100 guests, right? So that's already over their budget. So I can be like, so I know like, hey, well, that's a little bit over your budget. I could actually tell the client that upfront, well, that is over your budget, blah blah blah. So somebody that's new, upcoming, that have not been in the industry too long, you probably would not know that. So with experience, you will learn a lot, and you will be able to better quote people on stuff. So don't be like, oh my God, well, I don't even know. Don't be scared, don't be frightened, don't be nervous. Everything comes with experience, okay? So everything comes with experience. The more you do, the more you're going to get better at it. I promise you that. I always look back at my work and I'd be like, oh, okay, I thought I was doing something back then. But, right, with that being said, with the budget. So if that client is like, well, my budget is $1,000, so then you can um start working with the client and be like, okay, so your budget is $1,000. You have 100 people coming. We cannot hire a caterer. Do you have someone in your family that you think that can probably cook the food? You will also still need to rent the warmers to keep the food hot. So that's just stuff that or you can also let the client look into options like maybe like one of the local grocery store. They can get platters and trays from the local grocery store, which will come out a little bit cheaper than high-end a professional caterer, because with the caterer they're going to be there to actually help you, but when you have the platter and the trays and stuff, you pretty much kind of like on your own. You just set it up and yeah. So when it comes, so let's talk about a wedding now. So when your client comes to you with their wedding, whatever their budget is, 75% of that budget is going to be spent on the reception. 75% of the budget is going to be spent at the reception. I'm telling you. The ceremony, you only spend about 25% of that budget. And we're like, whoa, wow, yeah. Because by the time you do the venue, the food, transportation to the venue, your entertainment, and everything else that goes into the reception, you will be spending 75% of that budget at the reception. So that's kind of something to know a little bit. If you doing a regular dinner or something, just know the majority of your money is going to go towards catering, getting that food catered, and then the courses fall second in line. Another thing, so for my YouTubers, potential clients that you want to do a party or something, please, whenever you consulting with a planner and the planner asks, do you have a budget? Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Say, yes, I have a budget, and tell that planner what's your budget. Tell that planner, hey, I do not want to spend more than $10,000 on this party. I do not want to spend more than $5,000 on this party. Just let them know exactly what you want to spend on the party, so that planner have a better idea of how to assist you. You don't want to be like, well, I ain't got no budget, and then the planner come up with this elaborate idea and this elaborate design for your event, and then you be like, oh no. Yeah. So whenever a potential planner asks you about your budget, the budget is not for them to get the most money out of you. The budget is just for them to know where on the scale that you fall, like what vendors they need to place you with, what kind of event style you're gonna get. They will advise you more on that. And for planners, when a client comes to you, a potential client comes to you, and they be like, most people come with pictures and stuff, and they really don't know like the cost of things. They just see pretty chairs and pretty tables and stuff, and they just kind of think like it's $1 to rent like a ghost chair, and me and you know differently. It's not $1 to rent a ghost chair, but that potential client don't know, but they know they've seen that picture and they like it, and they send it to you, and you be like, hey, I want that, and then you ask them their budget, and then they say something like $200, and then you be like, oh, okay, so what's your guest count? I mean, if they have maybe just two-person at a party, you probably could pull it off. I'm just saying you probably, I'm saying you probably could pull it off for a two-person party. But but don't make that person feel bad. Just be like, what I love to do. What I love to do, if I ask a client if they have a budget and they tell me no, I create a worksheet. I ask them like the amount of people they're gonna have, what they envision for the event, because some people just want like a nice little relaxed event. Some people want the blings and glitz, bling, and luxurious events. So that's on another scale, because those linens just cost more than something that's having a really nice simple dinner. So you have to advise them on that. Just create a worksheet, itemize the stuff, and show them what it's gonna cost them. Like, hey, if you're gonna have, look, project calculator. If you're gonna have 100 people at your party, and we we're gonna be seating 8 or 10 people per table. So let's say we're gonna say we're seating 8 people. So we're gonna need 13 tables, right? And for that 13 tables, if they want like really fancy linen, me and you know some of these linens like $54, $75 a piece. So you say, okay, that's gonna be $75 a piece. So that's already $937.50 just for your linen rental without damage protection fee on there and all the other stuff that rental companies add to the inventory. So you know that's easily $1,000 you're looking at that. So that client will probably be like, look at it and be like, well, can we just do maybe like 2 tables with bling and 2 tables with bling, 3 tables with bling, and 10 like regular or something like that. You know, and you guys sit down and come up with a detail. But you will go and be doing that after you have a signed contract with that client. You don't want to be doing all these cut extra work. I'm telling you, some people, it happened to me one time. And the funny thing about it, when I took my certification, my instructor was like, hey, you're gonna have these people that's gonna come make you do all the work, then take the information and go, and you never hear from them again. And I was like, that could never happen to me, right? But then I met this family, it was like siblings. They came into the office and they wanted to throw this party for their mom, and they were all excited. And I was like, oh, okay, these is like young. It was like teenagers, and the oldest probably was like 21, and then the youngest was like 5, right? Yeah, and they all came into the office. It was like a nice family, you know. And I sat there with them, and I went over everything, and they were not located in Charlotte. So what I did, I give them like the venues that I know is going to fit in their budget. I'm like, hey, go over there and check it out and stuff. So I pretty much give them all the information that they needed to get the event done, because I was just thinking to myself, these is like young adults who trying to do this great thing for their mom, and they not located here in Charlotte. So why don't I just give them the information so they can just check it out while they're here, so they don't have to come back to Charlotte again and do another trip. You know, that's how I was thinking about it. So I give them I print it all out, and I give it to them like, okay, I'm gonna email you your contract. So I email them the contract. Normally I give people like 2 weeks to sign a contract. I'm not rushing you, and I have not heard from them. I emailed them back. I'm like, hey, I'm just following up to make sure if we are moving forward, and nothing. So after that, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I never know I was gonna get caught. But it happened to me. So I'm telling you, sometimes people make you do all this work, and then people don't understand, like, as planners, we actually have to do work. Because I hear people say all the time, I had to walk away from a project one time because I met with a client. This was an actual client. We had a signed contract. And I met with her, and we sat down and discussed everything that she wanted. So now I'm working on stuff. I'm like pricing stuff, doing all that, because she wanted a whole bunch of customized stuff. So I'm gonna be working with like a third party. So I had to like try to research and see who was the best, who was offering the best for her budget, and in 2 days time, this client was just like calling me like, hey, I need you to send me like a list of stuff you've been doing for me. I like to know where my money is going. I don't like to. And guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, when it comes to my client, I make all my client feel like they are my only client. I can have like 7 events in one weekend. Like, yeah, from Friday to Sunday, I can have 7 events, and my clients will never know because I will always be just like, yeah, okay. They can call me any hour of the day, and I will answer because I know sometimes some people how their brains work. Sometimes in the middle of the night they need something and they didn't have to call you, especially excuse me, especially brides. If I see a bride call me at midnight, a bride call me at 2 in the morning, yeah, I get these calls. I will answer my phone. I would not just let it go to voicemail. I mean, I can let it go to voicemail and then check the message and see what he or she wanted and follow back up with them later on. But if I see like a bride who wedding is a day, the next day, her wedding's on Saturday, and she's calling me 11 something on a Friday night, or she calling me 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, I am going to answer my phone, right? I'm gonna answer. So back to what I was saying. So this client, she was just like, yeah, I need a list of everything you were doing and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I have only met with you 2 days ago. We met up 2 days ago. Right now, I'm trying to come up with the best price and option for your event, but you're not even giving me the time to do that. You're just sending me this email demanding that I send you a worksheet of my time. First of all, I'm not getting paid by the hour, so it's not like you be like, okay, let me see your minutes. No, I do a flat rate, and that's just how I work. I do a flat rate for that particular reason because I have different events. I don't have time to say, okay, I'm working on Jane, so let me clock it in. Or I'm simultaneously working on different events all at once. So that's why I just do a flat rate. Sometimes at the end of the week, I already do like 80 to 100 hours. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So at the end of the week, I do 80 to 100 hours. It just depends on the week. Then some week, I probably just do 10 to 15 hours for that week. So I just had to send that client a nice little email and be like, hey, it's not going to work out because you're not going to micromanage me, because you feel like you pay me to do a service for you thing. So what I did, I just sent her a list of everything I had already completed, all the contacts for the vendors and the little demo that they sent me, because I actually had people working doing stuff. So all the demo that they sent me, I actually get all those back, put them in a nice little folder, and I sent it over to her, and I let her know that she's gonna need to find another planner. Yeah. I'm not even. Yeah. So you'll find a lot of, like I said, with experience, you will kind of better know how to do the budget. So a lot of times too, a lot of girls, ladies, well, planners. We have men planners as well. So let me stop saying girls or ladies. A lot of planners, um, they are planners and designers together, which I do the same thing sometimes. That's why when the client comes, like, hey, you want a planner or you want a designer? Because some people call you on the phone and say they're looking for a planner for the event, and then you get there and then they expect you to come up with give them a design. Like, okay, I'm planning an event. I'm gonna set you up with the best designer that can fit your budget. If I'm your designer for the day, my job is to only come and set up your design and make your event look phenomenal and just go. That's what I'm here for, just to do your little design. I am not here to coordinate nobody. I'm not here to provide a timeline or nothing. I'm here. Your event is gonna start at 4. I know at 3:30 I should be doing my last touches. So at 3:45, all my candles should be all lighting up and everything. So when your door open at 4 o'clock, I'm out of there. I'm not in your way. I'm not doing, I'm just done. And then I know your event ends at 11, so I probably come back at maybe like 10. Yeah, I come back at like around 10 to make sure I get everything done. Some events over a little bit earlier than scheduled, so that's just something you got to keep in mind too. If you want to charge a client so for you to sit around and wait for them to be finished, you can add that into your price sheet as well, into whatever you're charging them. For me, some of my crew, the people that help me set up is not always the people that come to help me break down. So that's amazing. I can have a different crew coming in to set up and a different crew come to break down. So that's amazing. Or sometimes some people come and set up, the same people come set up, the same one come break down. So that's something to think about. So that way, yeah, people don't feel like they just sitting there waiting on you all day. So when it comes to the budget, guys, please, please, please don't be scared to tell people your budget. Like for my kids, I would not spend $5,000 on my kids' birthday party. Like maybe you turn in 21, or if you turn in 21, I'll spend $10,000 on your birthday party, but I'm not spending $10,000 on my kid birthday party. Like, that's just a no-no. So we all have budgets. Everybody have budgets, I'm telling you. So that's it for me on the budget. I hope this kind of helped you guys a little bit. And if you have any questions, as always, shoot me a message, info@NatalieJCoutureEvents.com, or you can also find me on all social media platforms and Natalie J. Couture Events. And you have an awesome time. Leave a comment below and let me know. All right, bye.